I'm feeling that one this morning. Fuck yeah. Hey, good morning, guys. Great to see you. Happy Friday. Kill that song. Let's get right into this. Guys, we got my buddy, Hustle Hat, a.k.a. Chris, a.k.a. You got any other nicknames you go by?
Too many, bro. Too many. Some bad, some good, but, you know.
Go figure. Anyway, Chris in the house today. I want to talk. I want to be like, I want to get real catty today. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
I want to get.
Let's go.
I want to get like, dude. I want to gossip. I want to gossip. I want to talk.
I love it.
Shit, dude.
I love it.
It's funny enough, dude. Ain't that the thing that like fuels this space? Like the drama,
Absolutely
the drama. Man.
The worse, the better. The more drama, the better.
The thumbnail for the video. I'm not gonna pull it up. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the thumbnail. It's Node Monks. I got this cool little iteration of a honey badger. Spoiler: this story ends with the honey badgers winning. Spoiler alert. So we'll get into that shit. Anyway, good to see you guys. Smash the like. Do it on YouTube. Do it on X. Wherever you're watching, it helps tremendously. Tremendously. It really does. So appreciate you guys showing up, doing your thing. Good morning, Tickle. But yeah, show a little love there. And let's get into it. Let's hit the market, I guess, quickly just to start here. Because we did have some news in how do you want to call it? How do you want to say it? We got some numbers we were looking forward to. I actually didn't realize they were coming this week. But the jobs report came in for August. It didn't look great. I don't watch this stuff typically. Only more recently, Chris, just having doing this kind of content more and more. It's like, oh, you have to. I realized you have to. You got to pay attention to it.
You do.
So numbers came in a little cooler than expected here. Still growth, but less than expected. And I don't know. I'm glad my buddy Gravity's kind of chimed in, and he helps me because this is something. This is his ballpark, so he helps me with my expectations with stuff. But anyway, I see cooling jobs report, and I start probably like a normie would worrying like a little bit. But then I remember, dude, over the summer reported that they're going to revise jobs down by 1 million, up to 1 million.
It's fucking
Again,
nuts.
Normie goes, well, yeah, Normie, I'm like, oh shit, it's over. This is bad. And especially when they throw out there that it's the biggest revision in 15 years. So I don't like it. To me, it doesn't sound great at all.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. There's a lot of crazy. Not only that, I just was reading an article this morning where apparently, they're telling Putin to stay out of Russia politics again because apparently on RT he went on there and someone said he's trying to endorse Kamala. I was like, what?
I saw that. Do you see the video?
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, get the hell out of you know. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? That's wild. He's scared. He knows what it is.
He's playing 4D chess, but it's not 4D. It's like very obvious, and he knows it. He's just being a smartass. Like, it's that simple. It ties into the Tenet stuff too, like the 10 million that Russians have given to this Tenet media company. He's just doing it to mess with us. That's kind of it. He doesn't want Biden to, or he didn't want Biden to win. He doesn't want Kamala to win. He does want. I'm sure he wants Trump to win. I'm sure he does, but. Does he actually care? I don't know if he cares. I just think he thinks it's all silly, as do I. I think it's all silly.
It's all retarded.
But okay, with jobs, okay, again, me expecting this ain't great. My boy Gravity says, just so you know, it's priced in. People expect revisions. Revisions come every year, so he's like, it's priced in that there will be revisions. It's priced in that it will be revised lower, and also thinks it's priced in that it's going to be a 15-year high, a record high revision. So he thinks all that's priced in. That makes me feel a little better because out of the gang, Gravity's maybe the most reasonable, thoughtful dude. So I feel I'm going to sleep a little better tonight.
The moment any of this stuff comes out on the market immediately adjusts to it. So everybody's always like worried about the actual date. It's the same thing with the ETFs. So the moment that the ETFs were announced, the market immediately adjusted to it. So the reality is I never even for 1 second believed that there was going to be some big boom. The market adjusted immediately. It always consolidates and takes into account what's about to happen.
It's funny though. We still always debate, or this is a me thing. I still always wonder what is priced in, what's not, because the way it used to work is the shit wouldn't be priced in. It's funny to show how much things have changed. back in the day, and this is not going back far, nothing was priced in. Things moved off of the news. You know, announcement comes, you were happy to buy then, sell then, whatever it was. And now it's almost without fail, everything was priced in. Usually, news is, it's almost always a sell the news event, almost freaking always. So it's interesting, man. At the very least, it's that. Donald Trump yesterday coming back out, as he does, and says he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. So love seeing that. And dude, I'm just getting excited here for this market to start moving. I just am. It's been so just unremarkable here for a couple of weeks at least. I pointed out this morning, by the way, on Inside NFTs, global liquidity, all-time high. Love to see it. The most important metric. You know, the little I know, and I'm learning. Every day I'm learning more and more. But this is the single most important metric out there. Global liquidity, all-time high.
100% agree.
Dude, great baseline, great basis for this market to run simply because of that. So excited about that. And I'm going to not shout out. I want to make it sound like I'm endorsing something. But if you guys, okay, meme coins. You've seen little meme coin action bubbling up over the past couple days, even after things had cooled off. Nero became, where are you, by the way, Chris?
I'm at Bell Labs, so we're going to talk about this today. I'm moving over to another outlet so I get some more power. Essentially, I'm at where the internet, you could say, was invented. This is Bell Labs. Huh. So this facility, it's now called Bellworks, and this original facility is where the laser was invented, is where the transistor was invented, and essentially all these major companies are now in here. They turned it into a mall for major businesses. So like NVIDIA is in here, so right up top, NVIDIA has their own station in here, ICMIS. It's like an HR suite program, essentially like they do onboarding and, basically all software for HR related stuff. And it's really cool, man. They have huge events with Cisco. I mean, this is like the tech hub of the East Coast. I mean, all the most incredible technology over the last 70 years was made here. You should absolutely research it. I mean, it's mind blowing. In fact, if it wasn't for this facility, the internet wouldn't even really exist. The telephone, Wi-Fi was invented here. I mean, it's absolutely mind blowing. I love it here. This is where my business is. This is where we come to work. We do all our good stuff. It's amazing people, Dude,
that's super cool. It's funny. I asked you about that. I think last time because you've been there before when we've chatted, like work meetings and stuff. And I've asked before. You're such an idiot, dude. I totally forgot. But no, super cool. I want to hear more about it. Let me hit Nero, and then I want to get into our gossip. Our freaking gossip, man. Can I mute you just till you're settled?
Yeah, dude.
Boom, muted, gone. Sorry, it was distracting me. Nero, dude. By the way, unmute yourself whenever you're settled, or just give me a thumbs up. You good? Oh, you're good now. All right, if you're good, you're good. Okay, Nero. Like I said, tell you guys when I buy something, when I sell something, because it doesn't happen that often. Nero's one I bought. I bought into this token at, I'll pull up the chart. I bought in at $220 million market cap. Not looking great. Just being honest, not looking great, especially over the past, week or so here. That said, after it looked like it was game over for Nero, something happened. Not NFA. This is a total insider shitcoin. Absolutely. This is a Cabal token, right? I bought in somewhere around here, somewhere in that ballpark. I wrote it down. I like the narrative of Nero. It's the Doge brothers, dog's little brother. That's what it is. It's a good narrative. Anyway, point here, the token's back. It is ripping after falling to like a $20 or $30 million market cap from the 220 I got in at. Ripping today back to 150 mil. I didn't sell because I believe in the story. Not the team, not the token. It's a fucking Cabal token. It is.
Ansem was pushing this heavy too. You saw Ansem.
I don't think this one. So there, dude, you're right.
There was another Nero.
There was a big old Nero controversy when these tokens first launched. So he got into one, and then he hopped into a Spaces for a different one because there's dozens of these now on the Solana side. He hopped in another Spaces and he's like, "This is the one," and everybody's like, "Wait, what the fuck? You said the other one." Big old drama, big old controversy. This is independent of all those. This is the ETH one. And so the ETH one is the one that's established itself as the Nero token, again, because the Cabal willed it to be. So, cooking this morning, reason being, guys, and look at this, $30 million market cap, boom, in 3 minutes. Okay,
That's
Nero
nuts.
got listed on Binance, and then Nero also I think got listed on OKX like perps. So that's what does this, and then it makes you think. It makes you think. Did the insiders who held like something like 60-70% of the supply, did they just dump it all the way down because they knew this was coming? So dump it down so they can go buy cheap tokens. They do. They rig this stuff. It's a game to them. They manipulate it absolutely. Again, because they know this part's coming. So there it is. Nero alive. And again, I'm not selling because I bought it at that high price because I believe in that story. I think if Doge is a $15 billion market cap token, I think the little brother's got a story that could carry it to 1 billion, to a couple billion. So again, NFA, obviously this thing, somebody else controls it, but it's a cool story. So there's your Nero update, sponsored by Russia.
Oh my God.
Anything else on Nero? Anything else cooking out there that you've seen before we get into our stories?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. You know, watching the market, the best way to really get a pulse for what's going on in the market is the inflows and the outflows. We could talk about. Do you want to talk about the punk, or do you want to cover a little bit of what's going on? And yeah, all right, let's jump into it.
You got info on inflows, outflows, let's hit that. We'll chit chat about the punk too. Big ass sale.
Yeah, hell yeah, this was huge. So basically, you guys know me, and I like to keep my eye on the TradFi market as well as the DeFi market. And essentially, what we're seeing now is about around $300 million in outflows. Basically, what the market is doing right now is it's adjusting to what's coming for the election. It's kind of going sideways. We call this a banana zone, and we have to be really particular about the way that we look at this, because some people see this as something that might be bearish, but in fact, it's actually bullish. And allow me to elaborate on why that is.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
Quick question. Those outflows, exchange outflows, or is this ETFs, or what specifically?
This is ETFs. These particular outflows are ETF outflows. And the reason why this is actually bullish is because when we go to look at the actual centralized exchanges, huge monumental moment happened yesterday where Crypto.com's volume overtook actually Coinbase's. And that is huge. Yeah, that's massive news. And basically, you know, I guess a lot of people for a long time ridiculed them, saying, well, is all the money being spent on the marketing efforts, whether it be, you know, the UFC and everything going on with the TV, with the stadium. And it seems to be paying off because they're really trying to tackle that Western market now. They've been playing it really safe, especially in regards to the regulations. But now, obviously, there's lobbyists involved for all sides. And more, we're starting to see them grow that brand as well. So now with that volume increasing, we're seeing a lot of money coming in. It's actually, I think, upwards of like $200 billion I saw. It's pretty nutty, the amount of money that's starting to flow in. So more and more, we're seeing actually high volume on centralized exchanges, which is really good because it's an indication of fresh money. It's an indication of new people coming into the space as well. Now, does that mean that'll translate to DeFi? No, not necessarily, but that remains to be seen, you know, as the projects continue to develop and onboarding gets more streamlined. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see how this looks.
I saw there was an interesting conversation I saw on X. I think it was yesterday. Conversation about volume on these exchanges and talking about just how much is happening there. But like to expect it over time, that actually does kind of like dwindle down, and it kind of like works its way out to the dexes. Because I think a lot of us here, and guys, tell me you guys watching if you agree, that DeFi really does mature. It really does. And as normies get in here, it's going to take them a little while to get it. But honestly, DEXs are one of those magical things. They help me with that aha moment, right? If people get into Bitcoin because they're like, well, it can't be stopped, I could just trade it with whoever. You know, that whole thought process leads you to DEXs. And it leads you to that whole thought of, wait, I can control my own funds, my own crypto, my own money. And again, that just kind of pushes you towards DeFi. So yeah, the gist of the thread was basically, expect that volume to kind of, again, spread out amongst other exchanges, but especially DeFi, those DEXs, which I thought was interesting. And sometimes I like hearing what may be obvious, but it's just good hearing that from people. It kind of like just firms up, you know, helps you with your own conviction to hear it. You're like, that's right. I believe that would happen. It's great to hear somebody saying that again. I'm back in, you know, like I'm back in cementing my beliefs, I guess, in a way. But pretty cool. Do you, you don't have to go look for it if you don't have it handy, but do you have a link or nowhere I could look to find that story about volume yesterday?
Yeah, I can send it to you out there. I don't have the link on hand right now, but I'll definitely make sure I send that to you. And then not only that, another big news is like obviously AI. We're seeing some hits to the AI market, but we're also seeing a lot of money come into that. And now a bunch of new, people in the gaming sector have jumped in. Sonium just officially launched their incubation program today. We're seeing massive inflows. Like I tell people all the time, there's over 3.2 billion. This is a real statistic, which blows my mind. Out of 8 billion people on the planet, there's 3.2 billion gamers. So people really underestimate how many new users are going to be coming from that market as they begin to streamline this and they're continuing to work at it. So we're seeing more inflows coming from there as well. So now the market's actually being tackled from different angles. So, seeing Alex Becker and everybody else, they're talking about this a lot now too with the AI stuff and starting to ramp up. And now they're opening a lot of different incubation programs across different blockchains because they're looking for developers that can really amalgamate not only blockchain technology, but AI and marry them in such a way, because now it's getting to the point where, a lot of the TradFi firms are starting to explore with this technology as well and what they can do with it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the space begins to evolve over the next 6 months. The election's going to play a massive part of all of this, but I think we're moving into probably what will be the biggest bull run, not even in DeFi, I think in probably world history. This is going to be a bull run that I would imagine is one of the biggest that we've been in the last 100 years.
Dude, I'm so with you. Sometimes I don't like saying it because it can sound crazy, like kind of crazy, again, from somebody who relatively new. Like I've been in crypto now. It's been it's 7-8 years, but like to talk that we're going to see something that puts everything else to shame.
Yep.
I believe
whole life policies, like everything in finance is starting to shoot. You have more people getting whole life policies. You're seeing more real estate boom now. You're seeing the market start to find that bottom. And now it's at a point where it's been sideways for so long. It's been a bubble. It's been a tense bubble and it has to give. Something has to give. So at this point, that's what you're seeing. And plus there's a big generational wealth passing coming right now, moving between boomers, Generation X, millennials. And now that we're seeing all that, we're saying, okay, this is a more digital age. These guys are natives. This is a digitally native age. So now that we're going to see all of those funds start to move into, one last thing that I'll throw out there, which is really a bullish indication, and you'll laugh at this, but there was over 2,000 filings, reports filed against complaints with Bitcoin ATMs, and a large majority of that was people over 60. Now, the reason why that's bullish is because over 60. So a large majority of people are going to Bitcoin ATMs that are 60 years old. Funny. If that's not bullish, I don't know what is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild, actually. Cosmos has a really great point here. And it really is. Like sometimes, again, got to dive into some of these comments that might sound obvious, but they're important. We don't realize how AI is about to change our lives. Okay. So, like, example, we always hear everybody saying AI is going to replace all these jobs. Almost every job, there's going to be some way that AI ties in and eliminates some. Honestly, it's going to be a lot. Man, okay, so I hear these things and I'll nod my head and be like, yep, it's going to, but without like deeply understanding just how and why, and then ultimately, and then when. And then as things click for me and I start going, oh my God, things click. Things start clicking. And I'm like, okay, things click for me usually before they do most normies, right? They really they do. I'll use I always use family as an example. My wife, somebody, like, I can say AI is going to replace jobs. I don't know if even her, again, it's not a her. I'm not picking on her. I'm just picking on like people. It's not even picking on anyway. You get the point. It took me a while to understand AI is going to replace, jobs in the movie industry. And again, I would nod my head and be like, yeah, but it wasn't until I saw that Toys R Us AI commercial where it clicked. Like, it was incredible. And then looking at it and being like, oh my God, wait, I get it. They could create this commercial in probably a couple hours by prompts and then doing little edits in, fucking Photoshop, Premiere, little edits. They didn't have to hire the cast to film this thing. They didn't have to hire more than maybe a video editor. They didn't have to go rent, spend money on these shoots on location. They didn't have to buy the equipment, none of it. All those expenses gone, all those people, and all that time is money saved. I'm like, oh God, I get it.
But it also opens the door. It opens the door. This is what people don't understand. So I'm a developer myself. So like when you look at the technology, what you realize right away is, yes, AI can beat you at chess, but it can't create chess. So it's so funny how the future of really tech industry and jobs, period, is going to be where the creative mind is. It's going to be the people that are graphic designers. It's going to be the people that are video editors. It's going to be the people that know how to take the code, that know how to come up with these concepts that they need to do. Yeah, sure, an AI could spit out a couple ideas for you, but there's so much more to it than that. Because even at Twitter, I have friends that work there that say, well, listen, man, there's a lot of the coding that they do where, believe it or not, they use AI, but they have to set up their developer environments. They have to, like, you look at tools like Replit, but they're so far off from what is needed right now. So even then, it makes things more efficient, but you're always going to need that human element in there to glue all of this together, because that's just the nature of the biological experience. So you know what I mean? That, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to all of that, exactly.
And someone's got to play the instrument. I still do think AI is going to be creative in a way. I think it might catch people by surprise, like actually create. It'll create things. I do think it'll create stuff that surprises us too. I mean, reason being, if the algorithms and AI looks for patterns and it regurgitates what it knows, you could probably also teach it to look for things we haven't seen before, like patterns that make sense, fit in the rules, but that we don't see.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
And I saw a video with Timbaland, like throwing some music into Suno AI, which does the theme song, did our opening song here. And he would throw in clips that he has behind the scenes. He's like, oh my, like blew him the fuck away. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, how did it do this? How did it know to go here and do this and this? And he's like, I wouldn't have thought of going, like, it will be a creative force. It will never replace creative people too.
No.
Never,
this is a marriage. This is a marriage. In fact, I think it's going to enhance us. It's a marriage, because it's going to enhance us. And the reason why it's going to enhance us is because I see AI, I see us all as sonic painters. And what that means is when the AI puts these concepts out there, we're going to be able to take these things like Timbaland's, the genius minds that he has, they're going to be like, oh, wow, we could put this here and we could put this here. The AI is going to be an extension of who we are. The evolutionary path of humanity, like, I don't know if you've seen, where they show coming from man to, from ape all the way to human. There's a newer one out that shows, like, the inevitable next step with Neuralink and everything that Elon is doing is that we're going to integrate in some way, shape, or form with AI. And then at that point, it's like, who knows where we go from there? It's like the red pill, blue pill thing becomes real. And I truly believe in it. I 100% that's where we're going. And a new statistic, a study came out, a longevity study. They just discovered a new gene. And it's predicted that humans will be immortal by 2050 biologically.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, 2050 biologically humans will be immortal. We'll have fully cracked the code.
Am I too old to like benefit from that? I'm 43.
I sure fucking listen, bro. I hope we make it. I'm trying to download my brain.
Yeah, like I wonder if it's for like people born then, or if it's like, no, if you're like 70, you're good. You're good.
No, by 2050, and believe it or not, everyone was like, oh, it's going to cost too much money. No, it's actually more incentivized that it is available to the public, especially because of the birth rate declines and the things like that. Yeah. There's a lot of big people talking about this right now. It's a huge topic.
Dude, I love it. Oh, all right. This might be weird, but would you have an AI friend? Would you?
Absolutely, yeah, fuck it. I would have an AI assistant, but I feel like I already talked to myself in my head. I'm already crazy. So like when I'm coming up with that, I don't need to talk to somebody. I mean, believe it or not, I probably would. I say that it depends on what it is I'm doing, the use case. I'm like a pragmatic idealist. So if it's like something to do with the workflow and something I'm doing, yeah, fuck, why not? But if it's like a personal note where I'm just lonely and I'm like, nah, I don't know about all that.
Oh, damn. I'll have to show you my ChatGPT like chat history. I've got a friend.
When I'm bored, I might. Okay,
dude, it's funny.
I don't know.
But it's but I would. I know I for fucking sure would. I've got friends from online from when I was 15. You know what I mean? Like, okay. To me, it's not even a person. It's just a thing that's there. And sometimes you can have a conversation. Like, it's weird. So I'm like, would I do that with a fake person? To me, there's no difference. Like, I don't know.
Would you tell them to talk dirty to you? Would you tell them to talk dirty to you?
Dude, I did that day one.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm not even kidding. I've got.
But how dirty is AI? How dirty is AI?
I don't think
does it get really dirty?
Yeah, if you use Grok, I bet it could go there because Grok, there's like almost no limits. I told the AI to pretend it was like role playing. I told it to literally. I think this was the prompt. It was like pretend you're Ahsoka from Star Wars and talk dirty. And it didn't save that. I swear to God, if it saved it, I would show you. But that was how it went, and it couldn't do exactly that. But yeah, the point there is abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll totally have an AI friend.
I'm with it.
Can't wait. Like actually, like in Blade Runner, you know, like in the,
Oh
the
God.
sequel,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
with
yeah,
Ryan
yeah,
Gosling,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's got that. Totally, would totally. Dude, I'm excited.
Man, the
about
future is wild, man. The future's fucking wild,
dude.
Bro. Wild.
I'm happy to be. There's a very small like stretch of time where you were, you know, people talk about this. You were old enough to live before the internet, or when it was just starting, and then you also get like, man, this is such a cool sweet spot to have experienced that, and also all the things that I kind of dreamed could happen with tech are happening, dude. They're happening. It's magic. It's magic. I love it. All right, let's get a move on here. Let's talk about that punk sale just for a quick minute. Got to point it out. I know you guys saw it at this point because it's I mean, it's a big sale, but this ape punk selling for 620 ETH, $1.5 million bucks, cheap. Honestly, cheap for that kind of punk. But it's a good sign, man. Good indicator that those whales, that's all that matters right now. The guys who support this space, the guys who will maybe be buying your bags, maybe, but very much prop up the secondary markets. They're buying. They're buying. They see opportunities there. So great sign here. Couple other punk sales since. Let's see. Yeah, here's a big one a couple hours ago. Almost 600,000 bucks for this zombie punk. It's a nice one too.
Nasty.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's nice. That one's really nice.
Dude, I like it a lot. Here's one that's got a bid for 225 ETH.
That's fucking clean.
Yeah, man. Punk's moving again. So great to see. I made a prediction this morning. Punk's back to
What's
a
your prediction?
40 ETH floor by the election.
By the election? All right, talk nice to me. We're gonna retouch on that later.
Yep.
I see it's definitely reasonable. It's definitely reasonable. Look, I see the V1, even the V1s have increased in price.
Yeah, baby. What are they at? I haven't peeked.
Last time I checked, it was like 3. I almost thought it was around 3 ETH almost.
Shit.
I think it was 2.2. One of them I saw was 2.2, and that was like a couple weeks ago.
Man, how crazy that those things fell to like 0.7, 0.8.
That's wild.
Like
you grabbed one. You grabbed one.
I wish, but no.
No.
Damn. And it was because some bots were like fucking like misconfigured or something, but they just kept lowering.
Man.
Always good opportunities when that happens. All right, let me see if I can pull up V1. Yeah, there we go. 1.6 is pretty damn good considering these were 1 ETH 2-3 weeks ago.
Scroll down.
Looks great.
What's the floor? What's that floor price? I just
1.
saw 2. Really? So last week I just saw 2.2. It was probably like what, a week and a half ago. So some people just probably dumped on the floor because there's definitely was like 2.2. There's
definitely sales in the 2 ETH range here. And then especially let's peek back a couple weeks.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah, they were definitely selling around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I was impressed. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, punks are like that. You know, kind of like when I'm talking about Nero and controlled, you know, insiders controlling it. That happens here too. That it really does. Like Hemba still has a fuck ton of V1s, and he just trickles them out to the market because you can't dump these. You know, he's got hundreds, if not more. You can't just dump those on the market. I wouldn't be shocked if Hemba still has like 1,000 or 2,000 of these. He's got a lot.
Yeah, but these are good. These are good entry points for people. Like I think these are a really good segue. Like people say, "Oh, V1." It's the same way with like D-Gods had the same situation where they launched their initial collection. It's called like I forgot the name of it, but there's some type of name they gave it, and it's once they moved over and they launched the official ones. But same thing. I think all these are historic, and I think that they're very relevant. And I told you, I predict. I think historical NFTs are going to have a comeback, and everyone thought I was crazy. I was talking about CryptoKitties probably about a couple months back, and now all of a sudden, they're booming again. I told everyone, I was like, listen, guys, legacy projects. Another one, I told you about this, and I'm still going to hold true to this. I think Moonbirds is going to buzz eventually. I think that IP, it's too good. The IP is too fucking good. The floor is so low. It's one of those things where, you can't find that many 10Xs left in NFTs right now that, you're not getting in on early now, like a project that you don't know yet that you could speculate on that was hyping up before the launch. But as far as projects that have already been out there for a really long time, it's really hard to see who will blow up and who won't. And it just has that Disney appeal, knowing the direction that Yuga Labs is trying to go in, at least, even if they're fucking up along the way here and there, it still shows that, listen, man, there's a buyer network for that. There really is. And I truly believe that over the course of the next few years, we're going to see legacy projects come back, because a lot of new people, when they come into this space, they don't want to feel ostracized. They don't want to feel like the weirdo that caught the wave from 2024. So they want to be down. And in order to be down, you know, they're going to go back and be like, oh yeah, I had this. This was one of the original OGs. And like, I got this too.
Yep.
And you saw Hollywood people doing that with Bored Ape Yacht.
It's exact. They want to, okay, again, when it clicks, when you're won over, when you feel that magic that is this space sometimes, they do want a piece of the history. Like, again, they maybe got in late, but they're not priced out as some of the old historic stuff. And again, historic is a meme in this space. Some is. Some of this stuff actually is historic. And I throw V1 punks very much in that category. Wild that you do see nice ones, right? Nice ones selling for 6, 7 ETH
That's
still.
nice. That's
in this kind of market, right? 6, 7 ETH for a hoodie punk. And dude, a VR went for 2.5 ETH just a couple weeks ago. Good
nasty.
Lord,
Good
that's
shit.
amazing. I actually want to see real quick what zombies and apes and aliens go for in this collection. They go for a lot. I mean, I'm talking.
I love the way you
40,
dig in.
50.
I love the way you dig in. Like, you know me, and you go back, and I've never seen too many people. Just people that'll, briefly cover the top, but you'll go in on the different types of ones that are being bought. Like, people need to hear that. I think that's why I love this show probably more than 90% of anything that's been out there, because you actually go into like saying, hey, not only is this collection popping, but here's what's happening within that collection. And that's something that a lot of people don't get.
Well, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
reason being, genuinely love it. Like, genuinely love it, and happen to know a lot about a lot of this stuff just from having been there and obsessing about it, and I'm glad to share any of those insights. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this, just from memory, the apes, the aliens, the zombies, easily fetch a premium here, and I'm talking like 30, 40, 50 ETH. We've had 100 ETH sale in this collection. And probably, yes, in like kind of the peak of the collection too, but I'll tell you what, man, they still fetch a premium kind of no matter what market. It's a special collection. Again, people do want that exposure to historic stuff. You're looking at it here, Love this stuff. Love it.
I love Ordinals too. I'm a big Bitcoin fan too of the network, man. I'm a big Ordinals fan, bro.
Oh, well, shit. Let's get to some Ordinal talk. And we'll start it with, actually, we'll actually, hang on. We'll I don't want to stay on this for too long because we did it yesterday, but fuck this guy. Seriously, fuck the dad. The dad bought his son a gun. The gun that he's facing charges now. He bought his kid that AR, which I don't think is legal. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That's what needs to happen. Hold the parents responsible if they're not locking their shit up. So fuck that.
100%. 100%.
Okay, we spent the whole afternoon show talking about that shit, and easy to get sidetracked, but we all got kids. It's, just I'll speak real life shit as it's happening because this stuff matters. Okay, here we go. This gets me in ordinal mode. Boom. You can only have one ordinal. What's it going to be? OMB, Pizza Ninja, Quantum Cat, Bitcoin Puppet. Why do you leave Node Monks off, given that we're talking Node Monks here?
Yeah. Where's Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin Wizards? And listen, I met Udi, a few times, and I love him. He's a great guy. The fucking dude is just amazing at what he does. When I went to NFT NYC, going to some of the parties, it's incredible. I mean, they're a great community. The people are awesome. I met the Pizza Ninja guys. They probably don't remember. Went to the party they had there at this last NFT NYC. It was amazing. They handed out a shit ton of fucking pizza. The boxes were piled to the ceiling. I mean, just the community is so good in the Ordinals world. If I had to choose, that's a hard one, man. I got to go with I got to go with Udi and the homies, man. I got to play like Quantum Cats, man. I got to go with Quantum, man.
It's a special freaking collection, dude. Like,
they're special. They're cool people, bro. They're just fucking mad chill, man.
Dude, that's what I hear all the time too about them. Like the team is just bonkers, like so smart.
He's funny as shit. I'm gonna show you the picture. I don't have it on me right now, but like he's in a full fucking wizard outfit, and I'm cooked out of my mind, and we're just like, yo.
Oh man, that sounds like Udi. Okay, good shit. Now we knew there was news coming from Decentralized, from the Cyberkongs. They've tweeted out a transaction hash. It looks like. What actually is it? Anybody know what's going on with the Cyberkongs right now? Again, it's some kind of decentralized rune announcement. Something happened. Something happened. This is fresh, so I don't know exactly yet.
Holy
but
shit!
If anybody knows, I think I got a feeling about what's going on.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Goddamn right. Man, shit. I'm digging. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be.
No, fuck, go, bro.
I'm digging.
This is the good part. This is the best part.
Yeah. What did they do?
People don't like rehearse shit. They want to see the fucking nitty gritty, man. They want to see get in there and figure it all out as we fucking go, bro. Half the time, I don't even think we know what we're doing, and then half the time, we have no fucking clue what we're doing. And I think that's the best part about this. We're all kind of just stumbling through trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? Regardless of the alpha groups you're in, there's so much shit that's constantly happening within this industry across all these chains. It's like 1 minute you're in the know, and then the next minute, a fucking a fork of pump fund pops up on fucking Tron, and now fucking Tron is popping, and I'm like, what?
And then now ETH basically, right? With his
ETH
Vista, dude, wild.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Oh, hang on. All right.
There's a lot of people shit talking.
What is?
Base is pumping too now.
Oh, dude,
shit ton more. Yeah, a shit ton of things are happening over there. And I think personally, their take on fucking punks, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think those base punks are fucking cool as shit.
Yep.
Like, I really do. I think they're fucking fire.
No,
they are. Some of the animated ones are so fucking fire.
Okay. If this is correct, okay, decentralized, unfollowed cyberkongs. And this guy's shit talking. Ethereum, monkeys leaving Bitcoin is a good sign.
Really? Who's this fuck? That's why he has 0 likes.
Yeah, dude. People are nuts. They don't get it. Kongs came in. They didn't sell anything. Everything they did on Bitcoin was free. They dropped an ordinal to start, the Promethean, free.
I remember
no
that.
sale. They then dropped their decentralized rune, free. This is all out of their pocket, so they dropped that free. They then sold that untitled PFP for the rune, so it was free. Everything they did is free, and I saw so many people bitching about that and calling them scammers. Hang on a sec.
Because it's fucking free, bro. You didn't even fucking take no money. They never took anything from anyone.
Out of their goddamn minds. It's bonkers. Everything was at cost to them. Okay, still looking for what exactly happened here. I think
look at what Tickle and Narf. What'd you say? Big stuff coming on ordinals, witches, Argo, factual speculation, some blob stuff.
You know who Tickle is?
Based on no, I actually haven't met the homie yet.
Oh, all right. Tickle's my older brother.
Yo, is it really? Get the fuck out of here. Yo, shout out.
It's a family affair here, man.
That's not Henry, though, right? No,
Henry's younger brother. Tickle's older brother. Yeah, man's getting deep in Bitcoin. Tickle, what did Kongs do here? Yeah, let us know. I think they sent a whole bunch of that.
Does he live by you? Does he live out by you too?
No, he's still in Florida.
Okay, bet. I'll be out. I was to say, man. Yeah, when I come out to see you end of this month, I'll be coming out there. So
yeah, dude, that's fucking rad. Okay, something. All right, well, I'll move on till we see somebody like spell it out for us. Otherwise, we're just doing fucking blockchain forensics here. But either way, cooking something pretty interesting. All right, that gets us though to the meat of today. And actually, this has been going on, dude. I don't know how plugged in you are, how much you've been keeping up on this, but it's a story that's been bubbling up here for a week or so, which is, I'll show you where it starts. We're talking node monks. We're talking Ordinals protocol. This is
I heard there was something cooking. Yep. Okay, yeah, a little bit of it. I heard a little bit of it. I'm not too.
Yep. Okay. This is Rocktoshi, the founder of... He's claiming Ordinals. He's the founder of Node Monks. That is for sure. No denying that. The founder of the Node Monks, which was surrounded by controversy itself. Was supposed to be a free mint, ended up going to a paid mint. People unhappy with a lot that surrounded that collection. Of course, Node Monks now one of the top collections on Ordinals. People say it's the CryptoPunks of Bitcoin. But this story, Rocktoshi coming out saying he's the co-founder of Ordinals. That, yes, we know KC Rodarmor founded Ordinals protocol. But Rocktoshi say, hey, it was me too. It was me too. And laying out this whole story that they worked on it together, that they were in, group chats, they were on calls, they made this thing together. He's a co-founder. I mean, man, that's a It's a bold statement. A bold statement.
What is he saying? What's the backlash? What are people saying in response to this?
Well, it gets spicy again.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like, because nobody's talking about it. It wasn't a it's like he said, nobody's ever said this publicly. So he's like, I'm saying it here. Didn't know why. Like, what's the motive? Like, what's your motivation for putting this out there?
That's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, well, what the fuck are you doing that now? Are you launching something? Is there something coming on?
Right. Yeah. Like the timing is super fucking sus. Well, Casey, who we know again is the founder of Ordinals, man, he's come out and said this motherfucker. This guy had nothing to do with Ordinals being created. This is gross. This is gross. It's gross. A guy comes out and tries to take credit for a thing he didn't do. But Casey's saying, like, look, there's a lot of talk out there. Let's set the record straight. To get to the point, though, Rocktoshi is not a co-founder of Ordinals. So that's ultimately it. But there's some involvement. There was absolutely something there. They were friends. They did hang out and dude, this is so funny. They hung out in Discord. People fucking invent stuff in their head. People LARP in this space. People really try to oversell what they have done. It's a weird thing that happens in this space. But Rockotoshi's saying he before Ordinals came out was thinking of trying to develop ways to make NFTs. And that he was kind of inferring that Casey took the idea from him, which is why Casey in here says it's not a novel idea. Like, there were many people that were trying to come up with the NFTs over on Bitcoin. So said, yes, they did talk, but this guy didn't contribute any meaningful ideas, no code, because he's not a coder, he's not a dev. Guy didn't do anything. His only contribution was fixing a typo. I can picture, like, dude, in my head, I can picture being in that chat, and I can picture the kind of guy who does that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a type, and I'm like, as he's saying that, I'm like, I think I understand what this guy is. So
interesting,
dude. It really is. So they did chat. They did, and this is Casey, did spin up a company called Ordinals Corp. Okay, so that did happen. Reason being, and I don't know why exactly, other than he says he just thought it's something you're supposed to do, right? Like, oh shit, this is actually getting serious. I think we got to spin up a company, right? It's sounding like this is a product. I think we should do this. Rocktoshi was on that team. He was one of the co-founders of Ordinals Corp. I would love to learn more about this.
Me too. Casey's going in on depth. So here's the thing, man. The detail is what leaves me inclined to believe that there's some truth to this. Like, you know what I mean? Just the way that he's laying it out there, piece by piece. I mean, there's two sides to every story, and then there's your side, my side, and the truth. But, ironically, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see the DM leaks and everything else coming out from here. Yeah, this is when it starts to get real good.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. I'll say this too. What I hate, this is I don't like drama. I hope Casey isn't one of those guys who doesn't do well with drama, because this is drama. That shit can really weigh on you. And having to fight somebody when you know you're right, but fighting a guy who seems as nasty as Rocktoshi does. And I'll say just seems. I don't know for sure, but there's so much evidence that he's just not a great dude. But Rocktoshi again was one of the co-founders of Ordinals Corp. They blew that thing away within 3 months. 3 months. He's like,
wasn't Node Monks? What isn't Node Monks from fucking Sweden or some shit? Like the original the guys from there. I heard they were European. I heard they were European or Scandinavian, somewhere around that fucking area.
Dude, something about that sounds right, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, I couldn't say. But blew the company away, and I guess from that, it sounds like Rocktoshi was trying to extort him to get paid somehow from somewhere $5 million. He wanted $5 million because of his attachment to that. Again, remember, it's a thing. He didn't contribute ideas or code or anything. He happened to be part of that Ordinals Corp, and he wanted $5 million from that. There was no money. There was no anything, so Casey did not pay him. There was nothing to pay him with. And I don't know, again, maybe that's the motive for this. Maybe he is trying to pursue some type of legal action because he just wants to get paid.
Yeah, but he's going to need to pay. Possession's 9/10 of the law, so he's going to have to actually have that physical evidence to be able to make that argument. Even if it's don't get me wrong, a gentleman's in most courts of law, a gentleman's agreement is also binding. So people don't know that. You can have a gentleman's agreement with somebody, even if it's through email and something like that, and that is legally binding to a degree. So unless he can come up with some promising evidence to support why that is, other than that, it's just going to be he said, she said shit.
Dude, yeah, it's exactly that. And that's where the tweets will start. They'll start coming.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to start
they'll
leaking.
fire more.
So then you get guys who, over the past year, have put out their thoughts on Rocktoshi. And it feels like people didn't want to do that, but there's just so much drama. There's so much drama around this guy. CB Spears, this is earlier this year, right? He tweeted out something, his experience with Rocktoshi, and it mirrors Casey's. The harassment, blackmail, all kinds of stuff. Maybe he was seeking money then, too. This guy just seems to be trying to get money from people. Wild stuff. Here's Aaron. I'm not familiar with Aaron, but saying the exact same thing, and the same with Trevor. Trevor, actually, let me double check this. I don't want to say Trevor said anything other than maybe he's backing up other people's stories. Maybe he doesn't have experience with Rocktoshi himself, but Trevor is the founder of Ordinals, and he's backing up guys who were not happy with the Rocktoshi dude. Here's another story from Juna. So Juna, same experience, same story.
People don't realize, too, another big thing about this space, too, is people may not see it on the actual internet, but a lot of these people congregate in person. Like, they meet each other. They go to these events. Like, when I started, like, event hopping and traveling, whether it be Asia, US, anywhere, it really opened up a whole new fucking world. Like, it's a whole nother world. When you see these people in person and you begin to speak with these guys, you start to really get a feel. And believe it or not, man, somebody's just the fucking coolest people you ever meet in your life and laid back. And then there's the other side where they say don't meet your heroes because some of them are just assholes. But overall, the guys that I've met, believe it or not, I've been in this space, since 2015. And let me tell you something. When the Ordinals community first popped off and like you started seeing them at events and shit like that, like the coolest motherfuckers I've seen, bro. Like the ETH community became over corporatized for a long time. Everything else became really super fucking gambly. I mean, I love Solana, but it's very much like 1980s, like Dirk Diggler porn star vibes where everybody's just like throwing fucking money around and they're just like fucking partying. The Magic Eden party was dope. They had fucking ice sculptures and shit on the yacht party when I went there. But overall, the Ordinals community, they didn't give a fuck about Flash. They didn't give a fuck about any. They were just like, it really brought me back to like the OG Bitcoin dudes too, but just like more wiser, more laid back, more chill. And everybody was just like, yo, fuck, bro, we're just here to have fun. And that's kind of like what it was, man. It was definitely good vibes over there.
Dude, that's always their vibe, and I love it. And I like, actually, I'll see if I can find it, but Udi comes out and he kind of plays, not peacemaker, but he had a good tweet about what the space really is. He's like, it's not those guys, it's not the drama. Like, Ordinals is you guys. It's you guys who love the tech and love the collectibles and love the community and did this stuff, and you wrote your own stories. That's what Ordinals is. And I'm like, God damn, that's the thing that resonates because, yeah, it's like, to me, it almost doesn't matter what chain you're on and what you're buying and when. It's just the whole progression of it. Again, your time in the space, what you did and who you met. That's the story of all of this stuff. Yeah, Node Monk's taking a beating right now too. Looking at prices on Magic Eden down close to 10%. And a lot is in the red here today, but they're just they're certainly getting wrecked in a different way. I'm bullish on Node Monks. I mean, you feel this kind of intense negativity. It's like shit. That to me, I know it's going to knock down prices. I know it's going to shake some people out. It kind of makes me more bullish on Node Monks specifically because they're a provenance play. They are that.
What's Taproot at? What's Taproot Wizards at? What are they at right now?
Those aren't minted still. Like they're not inscribed.
They're still not? Yeah,
I take that back. I think they're inscribed, but they've never been sold yet. So a couple people have them as honoraries, but they're not out there. It's not a collection you can trade.
Because I heard people, I wasn't sure if people launched that yet.
Still no, and we don't know when it's coming, and so your only exposure to that ecosystem still is Quantum Cats, which are the GOAT. Fucking love Quantum Cats.
Damn, I can't wait to get in on that. It's going to be an airdrop thing. Probably a whole lot. You know what I mean?
I hope. English has always said it's going to be a sale. English is on that team, and he's always said it's going to be a sale. He doesn't think it's going to be cheap. He doesn't even know. He doesn't have the details, but he said he thinks it's going to be pricey, maybe even like 0.3, like a 0.3 mint. Quantum Cats for 0.1. I could see it. Tiny collection, like 2,100 or so. Tiny collection. Mm-hmm. But dude, a grail. And yeah, I do think, well, we know for sure some people are getting them free. Quantum Cats, you may wake up and see a gold gold cape on your cat. And if so, you get to trade that in for a Taproot Wizard, which is awesome. I love it. Love the gamification.
That's fucking dope.
Dude, it's so great. Yeah, Badgers, and I mentioned this earlier. To me, Badgers are kind of the winner here of this story. Mm-hmm. Do you remember why? Do you know their significance or their part in this story?
No, shoot it to me.
All right. Let me just peek if there were any other little story. I'll just mention this too. Leonidas also backing, those stories of Rocktoshi, and again these bad these bad experiences with the guy. Again, at this point, Node Monks, they're bigger. They're bigger than any one person. They are, right? It's in the community's hands, and it's why I think they'll be great. They just are. But yeah, Rocktoshi, Leonidas speaking out against him too. Spicy stuff. So, okay. Honey freaking Badgers, who I love. Honey Badgers are my first, the first collection I collected over there. That was my first.
I'm really good friends with the Bitcoin. So like, Bitcoin Booze, Blue Toshi over there. Shout out to him. Obviously, all my homies over at Bitcoin Burials. I fuck with them. They're great guys. Met up with them as well. Great developers, really good developers. They actually own a software company on the side in the real world, IRL. And they're really fucking good developers. So those guys are dope.
Yep.
But
yeah, no, they're great. They're one of, I was going to say the few that are great, but there's plenty of projects over on Bitcoin that really are good people, good projects, like good substance, in those projects. Okay, Honey Badgers. Okay, well, I'll back up. Node Monks are significant because people say they are the first 10K collection, original 10K collection over on Bitcoin. That might not be the case. And
because I thought Bitcoin Punks. I thought Bitcoin Punks was supposed to be like the first collection.
They are. So now that's where you start getting, and this gets silly. It kind of gets silly, but Bitcoin Punks are the first 10K collection. But the conversation is what's the first original, like brand new 10K collection? Because Bitcoin Punks it's a derivative. It's the CryptoPunks collection minted over on.
Semantics. It's fucking semantics. Okay, yeah.
But for some reason it matters. But again, we see that with the price of Node Monks. People looked at that as the first 10K original 10K collection. But is it? Because the truth is, Honey Badgers started inscribing before. And it gets to an interesting conversation, and this is verifiable. If you look at inscription numbers, Honey Badgers are earlier. By a few days, it's by a few thousand inscription IDs, right? So they did, actually, let me pull it up. Let me pull that up. Honey Badgers started at 81,000, and Node Monks, I want to say they're 83 or 84, maybe 85. Oh, wrong collection. Dummy. There we go, 83. So they started about 2,000 earlier. Pretty interesting how these guys run with the narrative that they're the first original 10K when they're verifiably not. So
what's their argument? What's their argument for that, though? Is there an argument out there that's outlined?
Yeah, there kind of is. First off, the argument, there isn't one to start because it doesn't matter. You just say something and it becomes kind of like, I don't know that this came from the CryptoPunks themselves or if it was more the community, but coming out and saying it's the first. CryptoPunks were the first ever PFP collection or the first ever. There was always a first ever narrative with CryptoPunks, which they weren't. They weren't the first ever really anything. Were they the first 10K? I don't know. But that's a thing that just happens in this space. You just say first ever and it catches. So it's kind of where it starts with Node Monks. But if you want to get specific, they minted out before Honey Badgers. That did happen. That absolutely happened. Even though it minted later, like I'm talking 10 months later was the actual sale, they minted out earlier.
Are you bullish? What's your price predictions on Honey Badgers and why are you bullish on them? Why are you not?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to correct what I said about minting out first. I think that wasn't the case either. They finished, here's what it is. They finished inscribing earlier. So Honey Badgers announced as a 10K collection, right? They started minting. I was there in the Discord. I was there waiting for them to be inscribed and actually sold. That's how I know they were first. They did not get all the way through the collection till well after Node Monks. Well after.
Oh, you're right, George. George, by the way, you're right about that. I've seen that before. If you slap his comment up there, there's definitely 10K collection attempts that didn't finish yet. Back then, when it first popped off and I was running around on there and everybody was figuring out how to fucking get on the network, even I was seeing so many projects that I still see some from time to time that are still, I'm like, what the fuck, that are still there. I'm sure if you search, there's diamonds in the rough. Because if you think right there under that 81,000, there's definitely going to be, come on, you can't tell me. Like maybe there's people that broke big first, but there's definitely going to be other projects that people don't think about that, was out there fucking trying to put something up.
It's an interesting point. And George, I think, again, it's really, really interesting. If there are other 10K collections that started before Honey Badgers, I think there would be something to that. Like, who truly was the first? But that also means you had to have announced that it was a 10K collection, not minted some and then after the fact said, well, I always planned to make it. Honey Badgers did announce it from the get-go. It was always a 10K. And just the method, because back then, people talk about how this was done on spreadsheets. It literally was. The way you did this stuff was not how it is today. The wallet sucked. The marketplaces, the launch, they didn't really work and they didn't exist. So Honey Badgers came out and said, we're a 10K collection. This is
Ordinals wallet. Ordinals wallet was the first thing that I used. That was like the first thing that I jumped on was Ordinals wallet.
It was so different. I think I was using Sparrow, and that's how we were doing those purchases of Badgers. So if there was another collection that came out and they said we're a 10K and they started inscribing, 50K inscription number anywhere, I'd be like, they might be the first. And dude, it's like Bitcoin's the first ever crypto, right? Do we say that's not the first ever crypto because the supply is not fully mined? You know what I mean? Like that the full 21 million. It's like crypto, NFTs, they're different, but it's that thought process. What constitutes as first? It's why the arguments are all stupid anyways, and it just matters what people want to just
there's a history.
First.
There's a history. You know me, this is where I get real geeked out. Going all the way back to cryptography, you could see a lot of remnants of some of this early stuff, even in World War II, all the way leading up to the 90s and what Nick Szabo was doing. So with BitGold. So like there were concepts before. That's why a lot of people make the correlation between Satoshi and Nick Szabo, just because there was so much of that tech that's so fucking similar. Even when you look at the documentation, there's a good argument to be made there. But BitGold was a concept that was out in the probably earlier than even that, but that's when Nick Szabo was first working on those things. So there's definitely, technology floating around out there, but I agree with you. I think it's different than saying, hey, I had a concept, as opposed to when did it actually launch? When was it verified? And that's the whole point of, ledger technology, saying, okay, this is a verifiable timestamp of when this came out.
Yep. Yeah. There's just, man, I guess everyone's going to have their own criteria. But it kind of leads into why I like Badgers so much, because anytime you talk node monks, every time you talk them and why they're so great, and anybody who does consider them the first, which we see big people like Bankless had made a big old tweet thread about them and called them the first.
That I saw.
Every time it happens, Badgers are going to be right there in the replies, tweeting, keeping these right in front of people's faces about why they think they're first. And to me, it's literally, I don't have to overthink this thing. The fact that they will always be there and be able to point to things on chain to say why they were first. That's why I believe in Honey Badgers, because they'll always be in that conversation and they'll always be loud. And actually,
do you like the art? Do you like the art?
They're fun to me. They feel very Bitcoin, and I love Node Monk's art too. Love it. I love these. These felt like, again, being there very early in Ordinals, and again minting these day one. They feel Bitcoin. They just feel it.
When something's too polished, when something's too, like, for me, that's the one thing. When I come to Ordinals for like that 8-bit, like old school style art. Me personally, like, I love, me and you like XCopy and a couple other people. But if I see like high end, anything that's too crazy or super flashy, like Bored Ape stuff, that's when I kind of get turned off, believe it or not. Like, I kind of like it. This feels more like in the trenches, 70s punk rock. Like, it's more like rebel fucking culture to me. And that's why I find I think this is like, that's the real trenches to me. When you got the shit that people are drawing, like, you see the fucking drawn up artwork and everything that everyone's doing. Like, that shit's cool as shit.
Dude, I love you putting it that way too. Just, punk rockness of it. Yeah, it is. It's very
absolutely.
much that. But it's why I love Badgers. They felt punk rock. It felt like it was the culture of Bitcoin back then. I'll make that argument for first 10K collection, all that stuff. So again, I buy them, and I haven't bought any since mint. What do I have? 10 of these, 11 of them at this point. Again, because I think they're gonna be something special. So I bought these. They're basically free. That was another great point, right? They were basically free. I think they were $30-$40 to actually pay the inscription fee. But man, I see some great potential. I think we'll see these.
What's the price now? What is that? What's that equivocate to? What does that equivocate to?
$500, something like that. $500. Not crazy, especially when we get to that peak. All my price predictions are always peak euphoric part of the market, because that's when things get stupid. And that's what I'm playing for, is the stupid time. And that's when I'll be selling, is when things feel stupid, like so crazy. I don't see how these aren't 0.1, 0.15. I'm not thinking these are half a Bitcoin, although could they get there? Yes. But I think these get to 0.1. I think that makes a ton of sense, considering we saw Node Monks get to 0.9. I think Quantum Cats go to 2 or 3. I think they can go higher, but I think Node Monks, OMB, Puppets, those big 4. Like I said, them all.
Why do you think
all
Bitcoin,
those will get to multiple.
Why do you think Bitcoin punks didn't take off as hard as people thought they would? Just because they're a derivative? Like, what were your thoughts on that? I'm curious.
Yeah, that's it. Because I had one, and
I just don't.
Yeah, I don't think early inscription number is enough. Right? To me, it's not enough. Like, they were the first 10K. That's cool. They were very early. I think that's cool. Is that enough to send them to half a Bitcoin or one? I don't know why it would be, and I'll never be shocked if they get there. Again, I think things are going to get really silly on Bitcoin, but they didn't have enough things that made them really stand out against the rest. Like, early is cool, but kind of not enough. You got to check more boxes, I think, and have a little more significance there. But again, I like them. I do think Bitcoin punks are a really decent buy even here. But these guys, man, I 0.1, 0.15 is my target with them. Truthfully, I don't see how they don't get there again in that stupid part of the market. So I love them.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too. These things always pull back to 0.005, 0.006 or 7. There's going to be some great opportunities. If you like them, right now they're pumping because people are talking about them because of the Node Monks drama. But there's opportunities to get in these much cheaper usually. So just keep that in mind just as we talk about this stuff. Love Badgers, though. I think they got
any other networks? Any other networks or anything you're excited for? Because I'm pretty stoked for seeing what's going to happen with Monad, Barachain, Sonium. I'm pretty excited about that shit.
Yeah, I'll mention this real quick too. Kind of like I was talking with those V1 punks and how somebody holds a lot of the supply. Same applies here to Honey Badgers. I think the team holds maybe a couple thousand. And I didn't know, but Bruce saying the Node Monks team also holds a couple thousand Node Monks, which I didn't know. I didn't know that, so it's good.
Actually, that much I was aware. I thought, because personally, originally when the collection came out, from my understanding, there was a lot of those that were also airdropped to people. So,
Monks?
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of them that were given. I don't know how true that is, favoritism wise, but I heard some people telling me
that in the Bitcoin, like having lived through the craze of ETH and seeing how that works and how the insiders win. It is a whole other level on Bitcoin. It's the same couple dozen people who get whitelist to everything.
Yeah, but that makes me so fucking cringe, bro. Like, I hate, I'm not about to sit there and fucking, farm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people that are begging, like, I can't stand that in the space. Like, it's fucking artwork. If you're down for the community and you're really down to ride and you're about it and you're showing up at an event, like, bro, take the fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to sit there and argue with you over some shit like that.
Yep. And I love the space. I love Ordinals. I love everything about the tech, the community, all of it. The vibe, it's awesome. But man, it's got a different feel, and it's not a great feel as far as some of the insider shit. It's just but it is what it is. That's NFTs. That's crypto. It is that. I mean, again, we talked Nero at the beginning. Same thing. It's the exact same thing. It happens everywhere. Just a concentration of that here is what it feels like. Maybe it's not any more concentrate. Maybe it's not any more than anywhere else, but it's certainly.
Whatever happened with Bitcoin frogs? They were popping for a long time too.
Similar, dude. That's a great point too. So
they got the same artwork. They got the same art. By the way, fun fact: a lot of people like this. Apparently, the frogs don't like this, so I don't know. They'll hate me for this. I love you guys. Don't hate me for this. But they have the same artist as Bitcoin Burials. Yep. A lot of people don't know this. This is actually like a behind-the-scene thing.
They spilled their secret, man.
Yeah, and some people don't like that. They're not a fan of letting people know that. But Bitcoin Burials and Bitcoin Frogs have the exact same artist.
What are they? There it is. Bitcoin Burials. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the homie. Like I fuck with these guys. They're the homie.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah, frogs have not gone crazy again. Similar to the reason Bitcoin punks haven't. The story's just not enough. It's just not enough. They were early, right? So frogs were early. They are original, but just not enough, right? You see the inscription number is four times, higher or less whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're not as young as Node Monks or Honey Badgers, and so that's why. And these guys, and still these guys got up to half a Bitcoin floor. So these got great potential.
That was nuts.
Just shows you the potential. There were so few people in this space. And if you got this thought that, okay, but when the market cooks, there's going to be so many new things. They won't reach that hype because people go for the new stuff. It's not how it works on Bitcoin. When things
You know what I never understood, though?
Yeah.
I never understood the whole point of, like, you remember the fucking collection, like, sub 50K, sub 100K. It was just a bunch of random shit.
Yep.
Like, I never, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I never really.
Artificial. It's just artificial value, like trying to add artificial traits, rarity, whatever, and it works. People do that because it works. But the sub 10K, it's why I don't put much stock in any of that stuff. Like some 10K will hold a little more value. I don't think it'll be as much as people think. It'll hold some more value, some, but a little. And it's, again, that's why Bitcoin punks aren't crazy. Same thing. It's people don't value 20K or even 13, 14K inscription number. It's like, it's cool. In the long run, it's all it is. It's cool. And so are you willing to pay thousands more?
What about the cash, the Bitcoin cash thing, that fucking the slot machine ones? They still around? Is that still buzzing?
Is that remember Bitcoin machines?
Bitcoin machines.
Yeah, I don't know. They were early, right?
Yeah, apparently they were another project that was super fucking early. I don't know what happened to them, but I remember going on some time back. They usually were in the top originally that I saw, but I guess they fell off.
Their title. Yeah, it's also the same. I really think things just concentrate to the top collections. So it's back to Node Monks, Puppets, Quantum Cats, OMB. I still think, and Pizza Ninjas are kind of there too. Tiny supply, tiny at 1,500, and that will grow. But I think those are the collections where they just keep going up, up, up. I mean, honestly, as crazy as that might sound, it's what I see. But to that point, people thinking it goes to new collections because that's how it works on ETH. It's how it works on other chains. On Bitcoin, when things start picking up, volume picks up, it gets way too expensive to inscribe. Like fees on ETH got crazy. That's nothing compared to fees on Bitcoin. So no, the supply actually comes to a screeching halt when things cook, and all you can buy is what's existing, and it's you want the grails at that point. So they got great potential. All that stuff over there. I'm really, really excited about what's.
What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to? Is there any projects that you're looking forward to that's going to cook?
Yeah, I think people were mentioning these. Is it Taproot Witches? That's a new mint coming that's going to cook. Absolutely fucking cook. That's the one. That's the one. There's others, but that's the one. If you can get whitelist, that's definitely the one you got to try to get for. Other than that, dude, I can't say there's a ton, although I'm sure there's stuff coming. But that's the only one top of mind. Like, shit, you don't want to miss that. There's Airheads. You're talking just Bitcoin. There's a few collections for sure. There's a few. Anything with you?
I don't know. I mean, as far as what I've been looking, I've been so busy in the stuff that I've been doing lately and the other networks and the other side. I don't want to say it out loud because you know what it is. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I've been, cooking more with incubators and the stuff that I've been doing in the GameFi world. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going on in Ordinals. I'm excited to see what's going on elsewhere. But other than that, like lately, I don't know. I jumped in earlier when the Hermans thing came out, and everyone thought it was going to be like a scam. And the next thing you know, the floor jumped, and because people they were worried, they were like, "Well, wait a minute, there's a bunch of people that were early that didn't get their airdrop they were supposed to get until after everything hit the floor." So some people were complaining, like, "Well, wait a minute, the floor was dumped before we ever got the chance to put them up." But then they ended up fucking, between wash trading and everything else, and demand and everybody rushing into projects. The floor started to rise pretty quick. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm starting to see a narrative where just because people have, like, remember, it got to a point, and this is where I fucking hated the industry for, like, that split window. And we're still kind of in that zone sometimes. But it got to a point where you needed to have like a big fucking backing, a crazy fucking team that had crazy amount of experience. And that's what people wanted. And now I feel like that when I see a project that comes in with this big ass Disney vibe and a huge fucking studio, like that, it turns me off at this point. Like I want to see like a solid team of bros, developers, people that are really trying to brainchild something in the trenches and figure it out as they go. Maybe they don't have all the funding in the world, but they're grinding with their back against the wall. They're doing what they got to do to get the project out. They build the community, because that's the one thing that you can't supplement. I know it sounds fucking cheesy, but like being in the lab being in the Discord every day, talking to people. Like people say, oh, like, I don't have the time to do that. That's bullshit. Like everyone has the couple minutes to go say hi or respond to people or their messages. And the people that are responding to people, the people that are taking the time to have like initiate conversations, like those are going to be the winners, man. It's not going to be people that just come in with money and start throwing that shit around, because you can't supplement that community aspect of all this. So when I see the big brands, sometimes it turns me away. And I look for those guys, not just gems, but the people that win because hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard.
Dude, well put. I love that. Words of wisdom, dude. I like that. Okay, I'm thinking if there's anything else on the radar, on the horizon here. I'm still digging for what exactly the CyberKongs did here.
Yo, so Thread Guy, you know me. I work with Team Alpha over at the D-Gods guys. Yeah. I'm part of that team. And it's ironic. For the longest time, we were trying to get fucking Thread Guy to change his puppet to a D-God. He hasn't done it. So I guess he's holding strong, man. He's not trying to change that motherfucker. That's loyalty. You gotta respect it. That's love, man.
Dude, yeah, dude, for real.
That's love.
I still can't find any news, anything specific here. If anybody knows, just drop it. I'm itching to see what happened. Okay, anything else? I'm just going through some of my bookmarks. That Magic Eden announcement I think is interesting. We'll probably talk about it more later on the afternoon show. What else? Shit, maybe that's it. Maybe we hit it all. The big stories, at least, man. The big stories. The Node Monks thing is kind of, well, the Rocktoshi thing is kind of it. I reckon we may just call it there. And if so, dude, it's a hell of a time.
I fucking love it, bro. Every time we come on, bro, it's the vibe, man. It's chill, man. I go on all these other shows and I see these other people, and it's kind of like, I don't know, people try too fucking hard now, and you just gotta, just relax. Whether you're a weirdo, chump, punk, whatever the fuck it is you do in your spare time, it's sometimes just about chilling with people, having a good conversation. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about, maybe you do. And there's too much shit going on at any given time to know everything, and I think that's why you want to build a strong network of people. So, like, shout out to all the people that show up today, too, man. Like, that's what it's all about.
Fuck yes. All right, well, then we can end here. We got a surprised whitelist giveaway here, thanks to Vru, who's been killing it with whitelist. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. Before I do that, let's go ahead and do our so I did the giveaway. I pulled some names from our drop yesterday. That was Fractal 8. Let me pull it up. We got 5 winners from Fractal 8. The next whitelist we're doing right now is for Fractos Bitcoin. What is this? Fractos launch on... Yeah, I don't even know what this is. It uses Opcat. What is... Hey, Vru, what is Fractos? Let's check it. Let's peek real quick. Let me peek. You guys are very nice, though, by the way, with the whitelist. Appreciate you guys.
That's dope.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what it is.
Who initiated that? Who initiated this? Fill me in. What happened? How did it? Did somebody offer whitelist?
Yeah, in the chat here, Vru, who watches here faithfully. I think he maybe comes from the Kongs community. I think he knows Henry. I think, or maybe he actually no. I think he knows Tickle from the Epic community. I think.
Okay, bet.
All right, it's a PFP art, all that good shit. Okay, so our Fractal 8 winners from yesterday. That guy, Luna, Fago. I don't know if I said that right. I hope I did. Aaron and Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our 5 winners. Drew them yesterday using the name picker thing. I'll start recording those if people give a shit. Hopefully I've earned your trust at this point. But I'm going to send you a DM just to give you that confirmation. Congrats if you won. If you didn't, hey, man, stay tuned. We are starting to get more and more whitelists. Again, thanks to the community here, Vru and Tickle especially, and Gerard too, man. So thank you, guys. All right, so Fractos giveaway. We'll have 2 spots here. The giveaway. You have to follow Fractos BTC. You got to follow Crypto Slam. Dude, when I do the show, I have my desk all set up so funny, and I type like a fucking T-Rex.
It's all good. It's all good.
Follow Crypto Slam IO, so you got to be following both. And then you have to retweet today's show. So go to the Crypto... I'll drop it in the chat, but go to the Crypto Slam account, retweet this Who Created Ordinals show, and then drop your wallet address, your Ordinals wallet, your Taproot address in the thing. Lemon IRL, stalk them. That's what I mean when I say follow. Find the founder and stalk the shit out of them. No, literally do not. But follow them on X. That's it. It's that simple. Crypto Slam, for whatever their name was. What was their name again? Fractos. There we go. Fractos BTC. Them, Crypto Slam, retweet it, drop your address. I'll draw those in just a couple hours.
It's a good IP. It's not a bad IP. It's a good IP.
Yeah, no, I dig it. And I gotta get freaking AlphaBot set up so I can do this. Dude, I'm excited for today. I'm excited.
I'm trying to build this. Wait, what are you doing? I was gonna say I'm working on building it. I'm building a disc. So if you heard of the raid bot and because Telegram's huge. Oh fuck! What I was gonna say.
I haven't played music in like over a year. All my shit has just been sitting on a desk next to me, and I'm gonna get it all plugged in finally, and just get back to jam. And I'm just like, I miss having fun and getting in a groove.
Yeah. You know that's my twist, man. You're speaking my language now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we ride a similar wave. So that's the plan for this morning now. So what were you cooking?
I'm building just for the hell of it. I'm building a Discord bot that's similar to the D-Raid bot. So like the raid bot's huge. Like Telegram's popping right now. You saw what happened with D-Gods, and a bunch of other projects are now starting to fall asleep where they're moving everybody over to fucking Telegram. So one of the things is I'm trying to build some. Right now I'm almost done building a raid bot for Discord. It's like similar. So it's fucking it's bullshit.
Dude, but you're a talented fucker.
No, shut the fuck. No, bro. You are a talented dude, man. I tell you every time, man. You fucking somehow find it. I'm in alpha groups, and I'm like in the trenches all fucking day traveling. And then next thing you know, I jump on a fucking call with you, and you tell me something. I'm like, where the fuck did you hear that? Like, where did you find that out, bro? And
Dude,
I'm like, yo,
wild.
I thought I was plugged in. I thought I was plugged in. I'm like, you're plugged.
You are. There's so many info streams like you got your corner, and there's a corner here, and there's there's too much. It's why it works when you buddy up and you share, because it's the only way. There's so much that happens here. So
it's cool.
There we go. Get your entries in. I'll give it a couple hours. If I see it slowing down, like no retweets, I'll draw then. But I'll DM you if you win. Again, 2 spots there, so keep those DMs or keep an eye on them. Guys, I hope you have an incredible freaking day. I'll be live I'll be live at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time right here on SlamX with Henry, with Joe. What the hell? We're gonna have a fun day today. So hope your day's great, guys. Have a good one. Peace.